Grace and peace, beautiful people. Grace and peace. Welcome to my channel. Within this channel, you're going to find or hear a different type of wisdom and understanding. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you already a subscriber, hey, you already know that I appreciate you. I love you. You heard me. Thank you for helping me to get out of the matrix, is what I'll say. You heard, man. I appreciate every last one of you. I know for sure to get subscribers here within YouTube, people got to trust before they subscribe. So I definitely understand there's individuals that I come across through YouTube who talk about analytics and how there's all these people that's watching, but they're not following and or subscribing and all this other stuff. Listen, if I catch one of y'all, that's all I need. You heard, man. That's how I feel about it. It's not about the numbers, baby, because I'm going to show you today why it's not about the numbers. But there's a passage that has been digging deep into my soul ever since I read it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the actual passage is. I'm going to just read it. You heard me? You're going to go and look for it yourself after you hear what it is that I have to say. Within this passage, it says, "Do not assume that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household." Let me read that one again. A man's enemies will be members of his own household. Anyone who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. After hearing that, what is it that comes up within your spirit whenever you hear that? What if the way you've been looking at this life is the total wrong way? It don't matter what year you add within your book, chapter 35, chapter 52, it don't matter. Listen to what was just said. What if you're looking at this life in a total different way? In this life, you have to think, within the matrix is designed to keep you from your full potential. The matrix is designed to make you believe that this is all you can do, and from time to time, we're going to throw in some history, and to make you believe that these people here was less than those people there, and all this other stuff. In this matrix, is going to make you believe that your family is who you're supposed to only be with within this particular life. The matrix will make you believe that when you in a relationship, you're supposed to point fingers at the other individual for doing you wrong. So what if you looking at this particular life all the wrong way, to the point to where once you get this type of, I call it spiritual food. Once you get this type of spiritual food within your system, you shouldn't be hungry for the rest of the day, especially with this particular meal that I just went on ahead and professed right here. So think about it. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter where you're at on the totem pole, what you believe. If you're ego-based, That's not even who you are. That's not even who God created you to be. You heard me? Within that ego, you got to think that ego is just like a computer. That computer holds all the information of everything that somebody did to you and all this other stuff, every particular life cycle. Now, in that life cycle, if you think about it like this, when it comes towards relationships, every person that you meet within this realm, because time matters within this realm, every person that you meet is a part of a life cycle. Now, what is that particular life cycle? You're going to hear what that particular life cycle is, but at the same time, it's adding you to that particular life cycle. For example, let's say you meet a new man or woman, and, you know, the ego is telling you, oh yeah, she nice, or oh yeah, he handsome. Regardless on how nice or how handsome these individuals are spirits. So until you understand spirits and understand life cycles, you're going to miss the whole value of the particular test that you're either attempting to pass, or is going to be a retake of a previous test, just in a different situation. Just like from time to time with some of my homegirls, I tell them, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, it's a chance that you've never experienced a man before, because there's a spirit that's running down the lineage of all the women in your family that nobody is actually educating the next generation on. So everybody is going through the same thing strategically, quietly, but then making excuses on behalf of the world that they're experiencing, when all in all, that's not even what we're supposed to be here for. You heard me? There's a bigger purpose. Think about it. When we got here, the day that you got here is the day you started dying. Every tombstone have a start date and an end date and a dash in the middle. That dash in the middle is supposed to represent life. You heard, man? Now, if you think about it, when was the last time you've been to, well, I know it was the last time, because you got to think in these last 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, and now we're in 2023. 2023, it sounds like they're about to have some family reunions. In the last 3 years, the family reunion was the homegoing service. So many people left. But in the midst, you got to think, the day that you were born is when you started dying. Everybody is on a different timeline. Everybody is on a different cycle. Now, it depends on what cycle do you want to stay in, because you can change the narrative of your particular cycle. But in order for you to change the narrative and the cycle, you got to change first, baby. You heard me? Think about it. I'm an only child. I lost my mom a week before I graduated high school. Today is the 10th. On the 18th, it'll be 22 years. So my mom transitioned 22 years ago. Let me show you my thought process. My mom transitioned 22 years ago. The same day she transitioned, my dad gave me away. Now, my father is still alive, but at the same time, he made his choice. So when I come to my homeboys, I tell my homeboys, brothers, listen, at this day and era, you understand that a man only changes for one woman at a time. So if my mother wasn't that woman, I can't fault that man. But anyway, more to the story is, what if you've been looking at this life the wrong way? You heard me? There's absolutely more to life than the little that you were lied about. Think about it. You stuck in on behalf of what your family doing. You know what I'm saying? Or better yet, on behalf of, because you got to think, ladies, some of y'all had the opportunity to only learn about another man from another woman. So if you think, if that woman have never experienced a man either, then how can she impart in you on behalf of what men are or what men can be? You heard me? But they only told you that Papa was a Rolling Stone. You heard me? But they didn't say that like spirits attract, and they just didn't want to change with each other. So there's a multitude of different things and different ways that we can bring up this information. In this information, a man, he wants to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be members of his own household. Think about it. From 0 to 10, they told you about those items to the point to where, guess what you did? You went and taught your children the same thing. You heard me? Because you think that that's what life is. No, baby. You heard me? That's not what we supposed to be here for. We supposed to be here to focus on the journey. Every one of your wins, losses, and break-evens, and every one of my wins, losses, and break-evens had to strategically happen in order for us to have this conversation today. Now, in order for us to have this conversation, I had to go through the journey as well. And that journey is very strategic. But at the same time, just like I mentioned I forgot what it's called over here. It's like the little, anyway, I was talking about how within this realm, you have to think about it. There are certain things that you're going to be taught that really don't have whole value in your life in this day and era. Just like, for instance, Big Mama said back then, Big Mama's a part of this too. You heard me? But Big Mama used to sit around with her Bible all day. Watch this. As just like with the church is going to tell you what they want you to know so that way you can be within that umbrella too. But you got to go and read some of this stuff for yourself too, baby. You heard me? You can't just get into this just on Sundays. And if they ain't talking about this on Sunday, then you will never get it. You heard me? So really, really think. Everything that you're talking about with other people, everything that you're going through with others are people that are only experiencing that same world as you. That's the reason why y'all connected. That's the reason why the homeboys you have are homeboys and the homegirls you have are homegirls. But the ones that's thinking different, that's actually operating in a different level, you don't really hang with them all the time because you're gonna have to change if you hang with them. Think about it. Look how crazy that sounds. In order for me to hang with you, I have to change. Yes, that's exactly what I need to do in order for me to understand this particular journey. Because there's certain dark entities that are assigned to us to make sure that the seed stops growing. Now, if you think about it, every person that you know, just like I mentioned in another video, you got to think about it like school because every day is a pop quiz. Not everybody's testing. So understand this. Every person that you know, whatever your background is, high school or college, every person that you know, whatever your background is, whatever their last name is the high school you're attending or the university that you're attending. What are you learning from these particular schools that you're enrolling your time into? Are you a part of this set of individuals? You got to think, they got a lot of people that's going through this. They hold on strong to their mother, their father. These individuals are just characters in your story, baby. And how they act and respond to certain things is how you act and respond to certain things. But that's not saying that that's how they're supposed to go. Because why? If you really think about it, now that you're a parent, you see how you was raised, how your mom and them and your dad and them did. The timeline done changed, baby. This is 23. You heard me? Mom them grew up back in the 50s and the 60s or whatever the situation was, depending on how old your mama was. You heard me? My mama was she was 19 when she had me and I was born in 83. So my mama had to be born like in the 60s at some point. So if you operating in the 60s, that means you not experiencing nothing in 23. It was way back in 2020. I was saying that there's people that still haven't experienced the pandemic because Big Mama died think about it. That's what they say. They say Big Mama died. No, Big Mama transitioned. You heard me? Big Mama transitioned back in 2019, and you came into 2020 already grieving. You heard me? So with 2020, 2021, and 2022 all being mashed together, you might just be starting to see light here in 23. But you're not realizing that it was strategic, because there's certain things that you're going to commit to in your thoughts that the devil is already knowing that he got to stop you. It's like the story of Job. There's certain things and certain hedges of protection that you already have, but God is trying to get you to see it by certain situations that you've been through in this life that has no value to it, the reason why you decided to come down here. You know what I'm saying? You came down. You ain't just come down here. I came down here just to get diabetes. Think about this. I see we have 15 minutes. Think about it like this. How many individuals do you believe? Now, if you believe that there's a heaven, I know you got a lot of different sets of people that you hear. If you believe that there's a heaven, how many people do you believe that will have the same story of, I came down here, I had babies, I raised them up to be citizens, beautiful citizens of the world, and now I'm here? What if one of your ancestors strategically was going through something that they chose you to come down here to change, so that way the family will change? You never thought about that either. There's much, listen, they got a lot of stuff that's going on in the world outside of what the world, the matrix, is trying to get you to think. You heard, man? I see we at the 16-minute mark. Within my bio, I'm gonna put my calendar information in there. Hey, we can have a free 15-minute conversation. Let me hear your thoughts. You heard me? Because I know there's certain people they ain't gonna feel comfortable with putting nothing in the comments. And I definitely understand. I respect everybody for whatever their background is. I believe that we're all here to help each other one way or another. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a part of the small percentage that actually understands that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has feelings. Everybody wants to be heard. Not everybody felt like a priority, you know what I'm saying, in their younger years. And that affects them as an adult or whatever. So you got to understand, those particular spirits, they're assigned to come into your life to make sure that you never get these particular type of thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They are assigned to make sure that the seed stops growing. You heard me? You may be in the process of right now trying to stop somebody else from growing, and you don't even know it. But that's just something that's a family cycle that's been going on that you just a part of. And until you understand, just like I had mentioned in another video, it says mind, body, and spirit, or mind, body, and soul. But it's mind, body, soul, and shadow. We're going to talk about shadow in due time, because I want you to be able to understand this. You heard me? I want you to be able to understand that there's more to life than only the little that you've experienced. And however far you are, there's so many tests that you never passed. And I'm about to show you. If I was to ask you what particular portion of you that you would change if you could, immediately you would probably tell me something negative. In that negative, or if you think about it right now, give you some time. In that negative is just a test that you still haven't passed. So until you pass that test, you can't go to the next level in that area of your life. You'll say that you're praying, but you're not hearing God. And the reason being, because there's something that you're not passing. He's giving you the game. He's here to do certain things, but at the same time, you wasn't taught this. I didn't know this was going on. I didn't even know this was going on. And I come from a spiritual family. But at the same time, you got to go and get this reading for yourself, baby. You heard me? I'm not a scripture quoter. You know what I'm saying? I'll just read, and whatever the spirit gives me to say, that's exactly what I'm going to say. You heard, man? I ain't got no title. I know they got people that come through here with titles and all this other stuff. Hey, that's not me. I believe that we're all individuals. You heard me? Once the lights turn off, and we in a crowded room, you don't see color. I was never raised to see color. You heard, man? We're almost at that 20-minute mark. As I mentioned, my calendar information is inside the description. go ahead and let's chat. Let's chat for about 15 minutes and let's get you out of that and get you started on a whole nother different path of understanding. I appreciate you. Grace and peace.